in Syria. It's a very straightforward situation. You have the same government has been there for 60 years. They seized power in 1963 by military coup, and they've been ruling Syria, one-party system, for 60 years. People are fed up. Here in the United States, we have Obama for 4 years, and people get sick, they want to bring a new guy. Bush for 8 years, they get sick, they bring a new guy. And so they have just as much right to decide who their president is as any other country. So this idea that someone can sit there for 50, 60 years and, you know, the second anybody speaks out, that means they're part of an American conspiracy is ridiculous, and we don't accept it in other things. We shouldn't accept it in Syria. That's issue number one. The second issue I'd like to address is the sectarian piece of this, because a lot of people are turning this into Sunni versus Alawi, or Sunni versus Shia. And it's important to pay attention, first of all, that the Alawi minority in Syria, they're not a Shi'i, they have nothing to do with Shi'ism. They're not a Shi'i sect. If you go to Iran, if you ask the mullahs in Iran, if you ask any Shia ulama, you know, are the Alawis part of Shia? No, these are called ghulat. They're outside. They're Batiniya. They are a sect that are outside Islam altogether. Now, I believe that they should have the rights like everybody else in equal Syria. I'm not trying to attack them as an ethnic group or as a sect, but I think it's important for us to not turn this into Sunni versus Shia. Whether we believe in Imam Ali as fourth caliph or first imam, we are all Muslims. We all say La ilaha illallah. We all say Muhammad Rasulullah. We all believe that Ali is one of the great leaders of Islam. So this is not the issue. The issue is oppression is happening, and we fight oppression. It doesn't matter who's doing the oppression, and it doesn't matter who is the victim of the oppression. And since I said I'll keep it to 5 minutes, I promise this is the last point I want to make, is that if you'd like to learn more about what you can do for Syria, we have a booth there. It's the booth with the flag that has 3 red stars. The booth that has the flag with the 3 red stars. We have there about information, about quick information about Syria so you can know what's going on, some information on how you can help, where you can donate to help refugees and other things, other humanitarian things, and also some information about some of the politics about it, of the history, why is it, what's happening now is happening, and things like that. So please come visit us, talk to us at the booth, and I just want to thank the organizers of the picnic for giving me this opportunity, and I also like to thank you for your patience with my short talk. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. We're here, Syrian American Council, at the Muslim Community Picnic here at Baylands Park in Sunnyvale on July 7th, 2012. And we're here with the Syrian American Council at a table at the picnic. The Syrian American Council is a non-partisan, non-sectarian organization committed to support human rights and human dignity in Syria. And we're here to educate people about what's going on in Syria. Just a quick facts about Syria. Syria has been ruled by a single party since 1963. That's when the Ba'ath Party did a military coup against the government in Syria and has established itself as a one-party rule for now almost 50 years. And the people of Syria have tried at various times to try to change things or try to remove the party from power or to work for democracy and human rights at various times, but people are always met with arrest and brutal repression and so on. And the history of that is very long, and it's just, to keep this short, I won't go into it. But what happened is, after the people-led revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt and Yemen, the people of Syria realized that they could also enact change in their country as well. And so people started taking to the streets, and the government repressed it brutally. And it was kind of peaceful protest for a long time. Initially, people were just asking for reforms. They weren't really asking for regime change. They just wanted several reforms. One of them was a media law so that people can open up free newspapers for free media. They wanted the right to have political parties and to have civil society, and they wanted to have the right to choose their leaders. And instead of meeting those demands, the government arrested children, returned tortured children who were tortured to death, their dead bodies back to their parents, sniped people in the streets, and basically led a military onslaught against a whole neighborhood in Homs. Homs, a city in central Syria, is now almost half ruined. Half of it is a deserted city. This is a city of 1 million people, probably almost maybe 2 million if you include the whole greater area. And a third of the whole city's population has already been either internally displaced in other cities in Syria, or some have even fled the country altogether. And so we're here just to support the people of Syria in their struggle for human rights and democracy, and to educate people about what's happening in Syria, and to encourage people to get involved and to help out.
All right. Well, I'm just representing a small program called the IMRC program. It's called Indian Muslim Relief and Charities, and they have a lot of programs. They like go from relief to like building mosques, and they also have like schools like all around the entire country of India, which is situated towards helping a lot of Muslim people because they're like really needy and like they're really poor over there. And they also have this small like program for young people out there. It's called the SVP. It's like Summer Volunteer Program. And I actually personally went on one once. So like I got to tour around India and see a lot of IMRC's like programs. Like they have a school built in somewhere in Jahangirabad. It's like northern part of India, and they like they had this orphanage right across this really big charter school that they built, and it was like an elite school, and they like had a lot of kids go in, like Hindu kids, Muslim kids, like all kinds of kids, and they had this orphanage built too, and they brought those orphan kids into that school too, and you couldn't even tell the difference. So it was like a really good exposure for these kids. So like IMRC does a lot of these awesome jobs. Like they're starting, there's this new program called Project Read, which is starting to like build mosques and schools around the coastal area of India to help bring people back to the religion, because after like the floods that happened and like the tsunami that hit India, a lot of people like left the religion of Islam, like due to like maybe like other people like coming in and trying to like convert them and stuff like that. And so like we were trying to like build a better foundation for the people, like Muslims in India. So that's like just a small other thing that this organization does. And yeah, there's a lot of like things that happen during Ramadan. It's actually our most important month, because that's when a lot of like Muslims give like a lot of charity. So that's like we have a lot of like, so Eid is like this big celebration for all of us, right? At the end of the month. So like we basically get like all these like, so like what Eid is like, you know, you're supposed to dress up and like celebrate. So obviously like people like Muslims in India like or who can't do that, we try to provide them like, oh, here's like clothes for your kids, and like here's some food that you can celebrate with, so that they have like a great Eid just as we do. Yeah. Yep.
In the US, and mostly we do work overseas in four countries. So here we have 6 programs: education, environment, self-employment, healthcare, information, communication technology, and social welfare. Under each of these programs we have these projects. So we do feeding people, we put water hand pumps.
Congo?
No, this is just my shirt today. We work in Pakistan, India, in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, in Indonesia. In Africa we work in Mali, Senegal, Cameroon. Now we're starting to do some work in Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, besides those kind of.
And you're based on in California? I mean, you don't have any other...
Our headquarters are here in Santa Clara. We also have a warehouse where we collect in-kind donations.
Yes.
Like people give their clothes, their their toys for kids. Mashallah, this is a country we're blessed with a lot. So we collect here from people who have a lot, and we send to people who have almost nothing. So this project is also here in Milpitas. This is our only office right now in the U.S.
And you have in projects to expand your association in, for example, in, I don't know, in Europe?
Actually, I was just in Turkey for 9 months. We might open an office over there and some other places. We open sister organizations.
Yes.
So in Pakistan, for example, it's called Hidayah Trust. Over there, there's over 225 employees, if I'm remembering correctly. So they do all of our projects there. 32 projects all year round is running there. In other countries, we have maybe not all projects, but some projects running year round or seasonal work. Like in Eid al-Adha, we do the Qurbani every year in all of those countries. In Ramadan, we do the food distribution, that kind of thing. But
You want to be friends with me?
yeah. So,
And why Hidayah? What?
Hidayah's meaning is guidance, divine guidance from Allah, basically.
I don't think so. What does it stand for?
Council on American Islamic Relations.
Ah, I see. Okay. And weren't you guys in the news or something?
Defending the rights of Americans.
Some people, I guess, have a problem with you.
Some people do have a problem. Some people who are against diversity
Okay. So,
and allowing rights for
is there still a need for you guys?
Oh, I believe so. We get lots of calls. Lots of calls. People who have problems with employment, school bullying,
Okay.
people being taken off airplanes
For
because
what?
they're wearing hijab and they say something that somebody misunderstands.
Can they do that?
They've done that recently.
So what did you do about it?
The person contacted the CARE office and CARE is defending their right to be ordinary.
And then wasn't there something in with like a GPS device or something?
Yes, that case is still ongoing. There was a young man in the Bay Area who FBI attached to the vehicle and it was discovered and that was for no reason.
It's not illegal.
We thought it was. So we're pursuing the case to make sure that that's the An attorney actually talked to me so he tells me that might be
Legal. Okay, well,
that's pretty great.
it's still
Said, well,
you still have to wonder why they're only doing it to Muslims.
there you go. Jimmy Carter, did you read his recent letter?
Yeah, he was saying that we're not making any friends continuing this policy.
In the world. It's really amazing.
Unfortunately, a lot of these people in power have that realization after they leave office, when they have a lot less influence and power than before. I mean, it's wonderful that he said that, but what if he said that while he was in office, right? He'd be able to do something about it. Now people are just writing him off as an old man.
Well, these girls from France were questioning our government's authority to let us operate.
Well, you should question their government's authority to ban the hijab.
No, I know that they were fascinated that we're allowed to do this.
Kettle calling the coffee black.
We're on our side.
But I'm just saying that we're against some of the U.S. policies at the same time. For a lot of us, there's no place we'd rather be, right? Because this country allows us the freedom to be able to stand up
And protest.
and protest and tell the government what they're doing is wrong and sue the FBI and do that sort of thing.